Hello, folks, it's me again, and I'm here with another What If video. Today's video will be, what if Aquaman was in The Incredibles? Now, again, only Aquaman's allies and villains will be in this. No other DC or villain, because I just want to keep this grounded as possible. This will be the last time I bring this up. This will be the last time. So, Mura and Aqualad, the original Aqualad from the comics, the Aqualad of the Teen Titans, would be involved with this. They would make appearances. Along with Ocean Master, the Lost King, King Shark, Shark God, his father, as well as Black Manta, who are actually some of Aquaman's villains in the comics. But what do the other heroes think of Aquaman, though? They'd be more mixed on him. On one hand, they think he's a nice enough guy, but on the other hand, they don't like him because he comes from the underwater world of Atlantis. Well, they all were born on land. But I'm sure they would be willing to work with him, like, help him from time to time. Now, what about the Super Registration Act? It would still happen, obviously. I don't see why it would be abandoned. I just see it as something unavoidable, if you ask me. This would allow Arthur and Murray to get married, and they become the new king and queen of Atlantis. They have Arthur Jr. And I would imagine Aqualad finding a love interest like, Dolphin, and they don't have children, but they might one day. Then 15 years pass, the events of The Incredibles happen. And then Syndrome would send a message out to Aquaman, but he rejects the message from Mirage because, well, he's too busy on his duties as the king of Atlantis, and I don't think he would. He wouldn't decide to fight the Omnidroid. He wouldn't accept the message at all because he's too busy as with his duties as king. But so they decide to go with Aqualad, but he declines because he knows the law. I think Aquaman would also know the law too. They then decide to go back to Mr. Incredible. Movie is the same up until the final battle where Aquaman, Mura, and Garth would have to help the Incredibles and Frozone fight the Omnidroid. And they would destroy the Omnidroid a lot faster. As everyone is cheering for the heroes, we would see someone named Calderon, which would set up Incredibles 2. And then Incredibles 2 would happen. Mostly the same, but I would picture Calderon being like Aqualad, being the next Aqualad, being with the wannabe supers, the new supers. And the reason why he wants to become a hero like Aquaman is because he idolized Aquaman. I know that is a change from the comics, but I think Aquaman would know this, and he would be put in a tough position with Aqualad II, Calderon's Aqualad, because he finds out he's the son of his archenemy, Black Manta, which does lead to conflict. I could imagine Aquaman. I could definitely picture Aquaman and Aqualad and possibly Mura being involved with the whole unbanning the supers thing. I could also imagine Arthur Jr. being friends with Jack, or Dash. Something I feel like I forgot to mention in my other videos. I feel like I should have mentioned that. Aqualad would decide to help in the final battle and overcome the fact that Black Manta is his father and is maybe worried that he may end up like his father. I could imagine Black Manta teaming up with Evelyn Dever. I could. I'm not too sure. Why do I keep forgetting to add in certain villains with the villains of the Incredibles in some of these videos? I don't know. Probably because I don't think they're too relevant. But the rest of the movie goes normal. So yeah, like with all the other heroes, Aquaman doesn't really affect the movie too much. He doesn't affect the movie's plot because at the end of the day, it's The Incredibles, it's a movie about The Incredibles, yada yada yada. That is, what if Aquaman was in The Incredibles? Now I've got the original Teen Titans and their mentors done. Now I'm gonna go with another DC hero who I am thinking is Zatanna. But anyways, bye.